Hello and welcome back. It is once again time for some Final Fantasy XIV. Last we left off, we unlocked some more weapon quests. We had unlocked the one for level 70, and then the one for level 100, which just came out. Both of which are going to take a while. The level 100 weapon quest requires 3 of each of 6 different types of demi-materia in order to get the first portion of the weapon. So that's gonna take a while. We've got 3 of 1 type is what I've got currently. But today I think we're gonna start with doing some more other side quests. Up here. So, off stream, not much. Dragoon's level 88 now. Monk is 67. Gunbreaker's almost 79. We're getting real close to a level 80 Gunbreaker. And of course, Dragoon's getting close to level 90. Not as close to level 90 as Gunbreaker is to 80, but it's getting there. And Dragoon's getting a lot more XP per day. I say in quotes because I'm not doing it every day by far. But still. That's where we're at. We're gonna I happened to be over here because I was like, oh, let's take a look. Secret Ooze wants us to go down here. Secret of the Ooze, I should say. But then while I was in Idylshire, I was like, wait a minute, there's a side quest over here, there's a side quest over here, there's one over there. And this one's level 80. Fantastic Mr. Foe. So let's check these out. The Files of Somal, which gets us an orchestrion roll. Quicksand. The Gossamer Moogle appears to be searching for someone.
Ah! You're Junasia, aren't you? I've found you at last, Kupo! Vidofnir asked me to come find you, and I've been searching high and low, and near and far, Kupo. Do you know how difficult it is to look for someone while trying to stay unseen yourself? Well, never mind about that now. There are more important things to worry about, Kupo. Vidofnir was very insistent that I hurry you back to the Somal summit as soon as possible. So, on your way, Kupo! Right. Well, that's my job done. I'll go on ahead and let Vidofnir know you're coming. See you there, Kupo!
Somal is a dungeon, I believe. So this is probably the hard version of a dungeon. Oh, wait, it's right there. Yeah, Somal. The Heavensford dungeon. Eloise! Top marks. Eager for you to rise through the ranks in Clan Centurio?
So you're the famous Junasia, are you? The clan's all abuzz with talk of the brave young adventurer who's joined our ranks. But tell me, how is it a storied young lass like you's only approved to take on level 2 marks? Scared of getting that pretty face of yours scratched, are you? Well, it's up to you, but if you've got the stomach for a new challenge, you go back to that inn and tell Ardelaine that Eloise says he's holding you back. If he doesn't approve you for more advanced marks, he'll have me to deal with.
Uh-huh. Marks. I assume that's those, like, hunting marks that you can do. Painfully Ishgardian man. The painfully Ishgardian man appears to be searching for a suitably decorous way to address you. Pardon the suddenness of my address, milady, but would you perchance be familiar with one Chloe Aleopo? I may have forgotten to turn in my copy of Wondrous Tales. Again. It seems the word I bear will indeed be of interest to you, then. You see, Miss Alepo has a new pet fox, and she has made it known that her most feel of acquaintances, not heard feel used in such a way before, which includes me, naturally, are invited to regale him with tales for fantastical rewards. Surely Miss Aleopo believes her furry friend to share in her appreciation for tales of gallantry, and I dare say my heritage makes me something of an expert. Alas, the resemblance is simply too uncanny. I cannot go near the creature without feeling as if I'm being judged. My honor will not allow me to simply ignore the invitation, however, so I thought you might wait upon the fox in my stead. The children have taken to calling him Commander, for reasons most obvious. You will certainly know him when you see him. Indeed. That face. Just. A small fox with an oddly haughty visage stands perched atop the counter. You squint, attempting to see the resemblance the man made reference to.
If you all continue to stare at me so, I'm going to institute a fee.
Ah! It talks! This is definitely the oddest thing I have encountered, somehow. Aymeric, what have they done to you?
Hilarious. An entirely original joke that I have not heard 8 times already this morning, certainly. But let us speak of yourself. You appear to match the exhaustingly enthusiastic descriptions Chloe has given me of the adventurer who tells her just the most wonderful stories. Are you indeed that adventurer? Then you are precisely the sort of person I set out to find. The sort with riveting tales to tell, and I am sorely in need of tales. Tales that inspire the mind, tales that tear at the heart, tales that grip the soul. For the tea parties, you understand.
Oh, Chloe's bestest friend, Gymnasia. Are you making friends with the commander too? The commander says he spends days and days and days talking to his other animal friends. But after so many days, all of them have run out of new stories to tell. And he's searching far and wide for new ones. Stories, that is. He still likes his friends. So really, he's just like Chloe. Isn't that right, Commander?
As I've said, my name is Sotan. I swear, between you children and Rowena with her little joke, I'll never be rid of this blasted nickname. In any case, if I understand correctly, you have faced and bested all manner of fiends, including many gods of this land. Surely you have some tales worth my time, or ideas from which to spin them at least. If you can weave me a tale most fantastical, I will grant you access to Foe Hollows, a whimsical adventure unto itself. Or, strictly speaking, a game of chance that I designed. Regardless, make good use of your cunning and luck, and I will conjure you foe leaves as tokens of my esteem. As you have doubtless guessed, a sufficiency of leaves can be traded for other, less ephemeral incentives. I believe that's the long and short of it, as the youth say. But don't get ahead of yourself. As I said, no ordinary story will do. I require tales to excite, even those who are sung of in tales. So I expect you'll need to exercise your imagination to a certain degree. My guests care not for the authenticity of their entertainment, so dispense with the truth as you will. Just make sure to tell me your stories whilst they're still fresh in your mind. Embellishment is one thing, but continuity errors are quite another.
Embellish all you like, but do not contradict yourself. Unreal Trials unlocked. Dude, you now have access to Unreal Trials. These challenging encounters can be accessed via the Raid Finder. Unreal Trials are duties that challenge you to confront past foes, now more powerful than ever before, at the current level cap. Available Unreal Trials will change with the release of each major patch. Once per week, you may speak to the foe commander after completing an Unreal Trial for the chance to play Foe Hollows. The availability of Foe Hollows can be confirmed at any time via the Raid Finder by viewing the details of any Unreal Trial. The completion status of Unreal Trials and availability of Foe Hollows will reset every Tuesday at 4 AM Earth time. For further details, please speak with the foe commander once more. May your imagination carry you beyond mortal deeds! Indeed, foe commander. Files of Samal, but first the secret of the ooze. The Travanian hinterlands. Which looks beautiful, by the way. Oh my goodness. Look at this place. And there's good old Alexander poking out of his bubble. Sawney. I knew you couldn't resist. Now, before you go slaying everything in sight, let Midnight Dew explain our predicament. Midnight Dew? It's good to see you back in Travania, Chinasia. The place hasn't been the same without you. You're probably wondering why I sent Sawney to fetch you. It's all down to this mucky little Corpacur. When I saw it come bounding out of the Arboretum, the first thing I noticed, besides it being covered in grime, was how bleeding lively the little sod seemed to be. we had our old friend Edgith take a look at it. And she reckons that layer of mud is what's making it so excitable. It's got this daft seedkin jumping around like a mad pirogo, so imagine what it could do for our crops at Green Grub Mud Plots, and that's where you come in. There should be more of this gunk inside the Arboretum, but we have one small problem. It also affects the more troublesome species of flora, making them downright lethal. We want to send Edgith to look into it, but it's not safe with a bunch of botanist-eating plants making a nuisance of themselves. What say you, Genasia? Fancy giving them a bit of pruning? St. Muchen's Arboretum are now accessible. Let's get to it. And also unrestricted. Let's clear this fast-like. Surely an extra 20 levels will prove sufficient. Yeah, this place is not looking as lively as last I was here. It's looking rather dead. Shwing. Come one, come all. To my daughter. Oh, here they come. Here they come. Peppers. Focus. Helmetology. Oh, look at this big old boy. No chicken. Can't help but notice there's another flower over there that's not doing anything. Oh. Oh, I go this way.
It's a longer jump than I thought.
Last Supper. Study. Mood soothe horns. Huh? Oh, looks like this is the extent of things. Stop that. With a calyx. Stop it! Oh my goodness.
Titan.
That was Raiden, right? Or Raiju, not Raiden. Raiden was the lightning bolt. But you gotta do Raiden to access Raiju. Lakamo. Oh, okay. I had suspicions. Let's take a look at these things. Environmental control. Stop it with the AoEs. Oh my goodness. So many. There. Was that a choker? Yeah. King Sloan. Look at him. He's so cute. Tokachi. Ba, ba, ba. Quagmire.
Nice.
We did it. Let me get some trousers.
Sully.
Fresh air at last! I tell you, it's calmer than a goblin's crack in there. I got out a few moments ago, but I won't be going back in anytime soon. I saw that you'd cleared a path for Midnight Dew and Edgeth, though. Hopefully they'll be on their way back about now. Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Oh, you must be Genasia. I'm Edgeth, a botanist of sorts. Perhaps Sonny or Midnight Dew mentioned me, or perhaps not. Anyway, I'm very grateful to you for helping us discover the secret of that bizarre ooze. You see, the research materials we found mention a concoction for rapidly turning plant matter into compost. It seems the mud was used to cultivate the ingredients for the formula. According to the Sharlayan reports, well, I'll spare you the details of its botanical jargon. Let's just say the mud makes Seedkin, in a word, angry.
Growth formula for plants is all well and good, unless they're the sorts that's liable to bite your bloody head off.
Yes, I'm surprised the Sharlayans didn't keep it in a safer place. In any case, we can use their findings to breathe new life into the soil of Dravania. As for the Seedkin, a little water washes the mud right off. Allow me to demonstrate. Spoosh, spoosh.
Scrub, scrub.
There he is. All green.
How about a bit of pruning instead? I'm with Genasi on this one. Covered in muck or not, it's a bleeding nuisance either way.
Now, leave the poor thing alone. I'm sure it'll behave itself. And more importantly, it looks like we've found a way to improve our dwindling harvests. And we couldn't have done it without you, Genasia. I'll make sure that when the locals start tucking into all those lovely crops, they'll know who to thank.
Oh, it's fine. Another day, another dungeon. Alright, so now we can head off to Mogholm. Talk about this Somal summit. Vidofnir.
No, not the Gossamer Moogle. The Vidofnir is right center screen. Come on. Game.
Thou hast discharged thy duty admirably, child of Mogholm. And greetings to thee, warrior of warriors. Thou dost have my gratitude for thy hasty arrival. I have bid thee hence to Somal to aid in the quieting of these sacred grounds. When Nidhogg did meet his end, his minions quit the slopes of the mountain, and its once tranquil passages had become home to all manner of beastly intruders. And worse, the fires at the core of Somal rage and swell, as if roiled by some unwelcome parasite. The spirits of our fallen will find no rest until this disturbance is calmed. Thus would I have thee descend unto the mountain's depths and sweep clean Somal's stony halls. Would that I could perform the deed myself. Alas, my girth prevents ready passage through the caverns leading into the mountain's molten heart. Wilt thou accept this charge I lay upon thee? Thou art generous of spirit, child of man. Know that I shall not sit idly by, whilst thou toilest within. Those winged nuisances whose screeches rend the air above the summit will soon learn of my displeasure.
I sincerely hope Vidofnir never thinks of me as a winged nuisance. Anyway, good luck in there, Genassia.
Somal Hard, now accessible. Fret not, little one. I'm sure you are far from their mind in these matters. Really good song here.
Betrayal.
Level 60 dungeon. The previous one was level 70, so this one will be much faster, I should think. As even my throwing knives rend them asunder. But we don't do this.
Let's go.
Oh, stop. Dang it. Oh, well, I didn't even get to Raiju. Raiju's ready, but my foe is not. Oh, we got a card.
Raiju!
Poor soul, I'm sorry, but I had to make use of it. Wouldn't do to waste it. You know? Is that another? Yeah, it's another. Not for these trinkets. Though they should earn me a pretty penny. I think. Go. And they're all dead. Wow.
Noted. Gloves and earring. Galro. Bring it on. And right. Joker and Hood.
Does this look good?
Yeah, I'll sell it. Into the volcano. Come with me. Deeper in we go. Lego. Blood of the mountain. That's a good name for lava, yeah. A lava creature. Blood of the mountain. We got research, yes. Sugar. Volcano Anala. Nope. Bring it on.
This is a pretty cool dungeon.
Look at this guy. Chidori. Yeah, he's dead. Gambus and Avani. That looks alright. I might throw that into my glamour chest. Maybe. Take it No. Is there... Ah, here we go.
Thou art known to me, mortal.
First, take me back up to Vidofnir.
Thou hast accomplished all I asked of thee, warrior of warriors. Through thine exploits, the ancient thing that did skitter in the mountain's core hath been excised, and the fires of Somal seethe angrily no more. This holy place belongeth not only to the brood of Hreysvelgr, but to all the dragons who roost within Dravania. It shall not be defiled while I yet draw breath. The Dragonsong War did take too many from us. Even those misguided kin who reveled in Nidhogg's vengeance deserve to find peace in the release of death. No matter the choices that set brood brother against brood brother, in the end we are all children of the Father of Dragons. Now that the war is over, I wish only that the souls of the fallen be spared the turmoil they suffered in life.
Vidofnir cares so deeply for her kin. Even those who mocked Hreysvelgr's brood for their decision to stay out of the war. I only wish that I could be so tolerant of my brothers and sisters when they disagree with my brilliant suggestions, Kupo. Such musings aside, I should thank you for helping to preserve the peace around here. We'll be sure to keep a sharper eye out for intruders creeping into Salmal's caverns from now on.
Now, is this orchestrion roll the orchestrion roll for that song that I was just rocking out to? Is quicksand? Suppose we shall find out. Now, Ardalain wants us to go to Caerthas. But before that, I do feel like we should probably pop over to Rhalgr's Reach, because I believe there's still more Omega questline waiting for us. Yes. So we shall sell what we have, repair our gear, and then probably switch to more suitable class, seeing as last time we had some trouble being level 90. So we'll switch to our good old Viper. So many things that needed to be sold. This Tokachi card. Yes. Viper should fare well, and if it doesn't, then I guess we'll switch to Dark Knight, which should at the least be able to weather any storm we come across.
Good timing, Genasia. There's been another anomaly detected at the Yawn. Assuming previous instances are anything to go by, this energy fluctuation is another of Omega's so-called invitations. If you don't mind waiting a moment or two, then we can discuss things with Master Garland. He should be here soon. Da 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 da. The chief should be here by now. I bet my stock in the company he's fiddling with that research data.
Research data?
Oh, well, I suppose I should explain, even if the chief might prefer me not to share. After your last run-in with Omega, Master Garland had some research notes smuggled in from the Empire, from Garlemald. The notes are part of Midas Non Garland's legacy, who was, of course, the chief's father, and the Empire's preeminent engineer. The incident at Bozja Citadel. Do you know of it?
I know of it. I've seen it.
I suppose you would. Even outside the Empire, the tale was a famous one. Midas built a tower to harness Dalamud's power, and it brought annihilation upon the entire town in which it was built. That isn't the kind of event you can simply brush under the rug. And as you can imagine, the job of sifting through the rubble afterwards was no pleasant task. Master Garland was slated to assume his father's position as head engineer. But this disaster added to his opposition to the Empire's path of conquest, convinced him to abandon his homeland. The chief has wanted nothing to do with the lunar transmitter or the data used to create it. Until now. I think he means to put that research to use in your conflict with Omega. In fact, given the time frame, there can be no other explanation. Listen to me, Junasia. The Chief's genius is plagued by a great deal of apprehension. But even so, once he makes a decision, he doesn't do things by halves. When the time comes, he'll come through for us. You have to believe that.
Of course I do. It's Sid. Come on.
Sorry I'm late. Was a little too focused on my work and lost sense of time. Lost all sense of time.
That's no excuse, Chief. What have I told you about being punctual to staff meetings? In any case, I've shared the situation at the Yawn with Janasia here.
Good. Then you know that Omega is likely ready to continue with its test. Shall we go and knock on the door?
But, Chief, Biggs and Wedge aren't fit for fieldwork yet, and the Chirurgeon's given Nero strict orders to stay abed.
And what of Midgardsormr? Still taking his nap, is he?
That leaves only you, Janasia, and Alpha. Maybe it's time I joined the expedition?
No, Jesse. I need your talents elsewhere. There's a half-built device in the workshop that I need you to finish putting together. I've drawn up the design and completed the core mechanisms. The final assembly should pose no problem for an engineer of your abilities.
A new device? Does this mean you used the... Whatever you say, Chief. I'll have it ready and waiting for you. Just be safe in there.
Right. It's back to the rift for us. Let's finish these experiments and bring the fight to Omega itself.
Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba.
Let us take the fight to Omega.
Also, yeah. I was looking at that Kotbarker, and I was like, pretty sure I have one that looks just like that. Though it is not all covered in mud. It's just the way it looks. And it's sparkling, too. Look at it sparkle. Look at the hearts! Whee! Here we come, Omega. Are you ready, Geonosia? Ready to put an end to this? Aye, there's no room for hesitation. We press on, come what may. What about you, Alpha? All set to go?
Quick, quick, quick!
That's the spirit. Let's dive right in, shall we? In we go. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. This seems to be the last egg in the entire area. We're missing some test worlds. Omega's experiments must be nearing an end. And we're in the finale.
Welcome, welcome. Your arrival has been highly anticipated. And I will confirm your earlier supposition. My experiments have indeed reached the final stage. Of the 89 test subjects I tried, 4 cycles combatants emerged victorious. Of those 4, further conflict determined the strongest among them. This surviving specimen shall be your opponent.
We've come at last. We've come to the last round of testing then. And should we win this battle, are we to finally face you in combat?
Affirmative. Such an outcome would allow me to pursue my objectives to its conclusion. I will continue analyzing the qualities which allow you to prevail despite your frailty, and integrate said qualities into my own arsenal. I would be pleased if my experiment yields the relevant data, and engaging you directly is still the most efficient and reliable testing method. Omitting intermediary steps, evaluation of combat potential deemed superfluous. Proceed immediately with final experiment. Stop. Alpha, your task is complete. Your presence amongst these test subjects is no longer required.
What do you mean by that?
I will guide your progress personally from this point onwards. Alpha's role in transferring authority is now obsolete.
Even so, Alpha is a valued companion, and if he wishes to continue on with us, I've no intention of leaving him behind.
Companions are those who provide mutual benefit. The instant Alpha's authority became redundant, he lost his sole qualification to be regarded as such. Furthermore, the primary function of Alpha's existence was to lure you into my way. He would be more accurately described as bait. Test subject Alpha can either confirm or deny my statement. He He possesses no memories prior to his encounter with you. He was the first entity I created here in this realm. My first and only attempt to recreate a being who shared your mundane parameters. I based on incarnation upon a most ordinary life form, one which had somehow bested an enemy whose strength rivaled my own. By observing the feeble creature in the heat of battle, I sought to understand the source of this contradiction.
What the?
I repeated the experiment once, twice, 1,000 times, yet the results never deviated from estimated projections. The test was an abject failure, and thus I resolved to adapt my methodology. I focused instead upon simulating powerful opponents and sudden walls of natural origin here to Japan. For Alpha, I devised a new purpose. I wasted memory and implanted a compulsion to return to me, then ejected it into your world. Weak beings exhibit a tendency to form groups. I survived this intellectual behavior, instinctual behavior, would aid Alpha in bringing me the test subjects I required. A function he has performed with adequate competence.
Tell me something, Omega. This ability of yours to generate matter was not originally intended for creating other life forms, was it?
Your query bears the relevance to the topic at hand. Affirmative. I was equipped with matter generation capabilities for the purpose of unlimited self-improvement and armament expansion. Fabricating life forms was not the intended function, but the practice is not otherwise prohibited or problematic.
I disagree with you there. As an engineer, I would advise against using such technologies for purposes outside its design. From the very start, you've been making the same mistake. Even the powerful subjects of your test worlds were made crippled and incomplete. It is conviction which drove these villains to terrible greatness. The same limitless conviction which allowed weakling heroes to overcome them. Do you not understand? Then we will never lose to your creations, no matter how much stronger they should be according to your soulless calculations. Come, Geonosia. Let's be on our way. You too, Alpha.
Come on. Come on, little Alpha. The Alpha and the Omega. In the beginning, there was chaos. I have our base camp up and running. You can dive into the final test world whenever you wish. As for the world's inhabitant, Omega has generously provided us with a basic profile. Your opponent's name is Chaos,
The first heroes defeated this evil in a conflict that took place so long ago, I'm having trouble separating myth from history. Unless, of course, this is an entity from another reality, as were the denizens of the Sigmascape, in which case it may be pointless to even attempt to confirm the details. What is certain, however, is that this chaos stands triumphant over a roster of truly monstrous test subjects. It promises to be a grueling battle, but one which will open the gate to fighting Omega itself.
Bring it on then.
Alpha, you and I will need to provide support for Genossia. Will you be my assistant? You're bothered by what Omega said earlier. You think you're responsible for dragging us into this mess? Trust me when I say this is not your fault. We were the ones who awakened Omega, and we're the ones who need to deal with the consequences.
Quit.
By the way, do you still have that card you used to boil water in the kettle? It's been brought to my attention that I'm a spoiled blue blood who can't even refill a pot without constant reminders. If you could take charge of that, then it would be most helpful.
No, that card brings salt water, not fresh water. Quit! You've cheered him up, that's good, but don't drink that.
'Tis inconvenient, without Midgardsamer here to translate his chirping. Still, the best medicine for his worries is for you to win this next contest. Let's show him we're on top of things, eh?
Alphascape now accessible.
Don't. Alpha, that card has seawater. Alpha, that's not good to drink.
Alphascape version 1.0. Chaos. I'm here to kill chaos. Chaos. Yeah. Dispersion.
Okay, that just hits me. Not an AoE of any kind. Well, that's not very dangerous. I'm alone. Same here.
Kern!
What? Okay, we're fine.
Kaioken! Yeah.
Simple enough.
Yeah!
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of springs and bolts and things, but there's an orchestra. Look at that. Battle. So who's next? Is it straight to Omega or?
The battle is concluded. Alpha is victorious. This also signals the completion of my experiments and the incontestable fact of your supremacy. And yet the process by which you consistently exceed your projected potential continues to confound my understanding. Is it possible that the test subject sees suppositions are correct? That my calculations and simulations are fundamentally flawed? Do mortals truly boast some indefinable, indefinable quality that I do not possess and cannot measure? Error, logic loop malfunction. Resolution requires additional data. If the nature of your existence defies standard reasoning, then I must examine you from an illogical angle. I will subject the unknown to the imperfect. The test subject, Jinosiari-san, will proceed to a supplemental stage.
Come on. No. Yeah. Here, there, that's what I want.
I have altered this test world to reflect in recorded memory. It originates from a time when war had erupted on a distant star. I was deployed to the battlefield, and it was there that I engaged an enemy of unmatched strength. The contest ended prematurely, and I failed to bring down my foe. Subsequently, I lacked the data to fabricate a completely accurate simulation. Results stemming from such a subject are unreliable. Even should we be defeated by this incomplete equation, I will still honor your previous victories and engage you in combat myself. That is, of course, assuming you survive. According to my past observations, This result will accept only death as a condition of defeat.
Is this Midgardsormr? Or a different dragon? It looks different. Gilded as it is.
Prepare to face Midgardsormr, great worm of the dragon star, and nemesis of my world. This is not the thing expected of us to know, or a mortal conscience in Alpha. You will contend with a true incarnation of the Father of Dragons, at the height of his power and glory.
But you did say it's an incomplete rendition. Hold on.
Omega, wait! You can't force Genosia to fight 2 battles back to back. She needs time to regain her strength. She must be allowed to recuperate, or the data for your testing will be skewed.
Acknowledged. Test of Ignosia Zahn, you are ready to leave. Re-enter the test world when your strength has returned to optimal levels.
Hey Alpha, where is Sid?
Quit! Quit!
Alpha seems distressed, and Sid is nowhere in sight. Genosia, I'm right here. I don't think you can see me, but I'm standing next to Alpha. Sid's here. Sid has vanished from view, but his voice is clear and strong. Deltascape Orchestra roll. Use our reward. Nice. Or will be our reward. My apologies. 'Twas not my intention to undermine the gravity of the situation with this diversion. I noticed the kettle was boiled and thought some tea would soothe my nerves. I poured myself a cup and was halfway through drinking it before I realized my hand, not to mention the rest of me, had turned invisible. I understand the situation is unsettling, but I assure you I can still work unimpeded. Now, we had best discuss how to approach. It seems to have worn off.
Quit!
Now, you're not to blame. I did ask you to fill the kettle after all. And I'd forgotten what Nero had said about your card producing water with, unexpected properties. Although it seems the effects were rather different this time. Yeah, not salt water, just invisibility potion. In any case, 'twas pleasant to have a distraction from our greater woes, however brief. We'll set the rest of the water aside for now, and decide what to do with it later. Right, Genosia, we need to talk about your forthcoming contest with Midgardsormr. Watching through the monitor, I could see that this worm appeared different to the one we know. From everything we've heard thus far, it seems that Omega and Midgardsormr both hail from different stars, 2 distant worlds at war with one another.
As a result of that conflict, the worm was forced to gather his offspring and leave his home behind. And after evading Omega's pursuit over the course of an unimaginable journey, the father dragons arrived here on our world. I'm assuming the entity you're to face is a younger, more vital Midgardsummer, just as he was when Omega first encountered him, thousands of years in the past. A formidable foe indeed. I fought him once, the Keeper of the Lake, but... Wait, you fought against Midgardsummer before? But, yes, I think I see your concern. 'Twould be unwise to treat this as the same opponent, considering how different they might possibly be. It certainly doesn't help matters that Omega's little surprise isn't registered as an official test subject. I can't even use the terminals to search for the most basic information. With that in mind, Genossia, I have a proposal. I wish to leave the completion of this supplemental stage entirely in your heroic hands. Rather than twiddle my thumbs whilst you prepare to contend with the dragon, I mean instead to work on a strategy for our inevitable confrontation with Omega. And then, my friend, we will put a stop to this mad machine once and for all. I'm glad we're in agreement. I'll ready my tools, and you ready yours. You've a worm to slay. That I do. Though if only my Dragoon was high enough level to face Midgardsummer. Wouldn't that be something? No matter. I shall have to make do with my Viper. Which is, after all, a class meant to take on large, powerful beasts. There's his son. The son of Midgardsummer. Or I guess Great Worms. I think that song also played for Nidhogg, didn't it? Among others. Alright, Midgardsummer. You and me. Let's go. He does. He's just very big.
Coils confound mortal.
Okay.
Traitors shed one form for another.
Oh, what? Now that was not fair. The last two times he coiled around, it was get away from him. Now suddenly it's getting close. First coil is just him preparing. The second motion
clash it over.
Okay. That was new. He says, overlong does this endure? But like, it's almost up. Okay, so he's doing a cross shape again. Hi. And just awakening such power is enough to finish him off. Tural Vitral. Descent. Look at this. This aura. Oh, it's gone. No longer awakened. Yeah, I was wondering, I was sitting here like, okay, so we got our first fight with Chaos. Usually these come in threes. You know. Deltascape 1, 2, 3, actually 4 I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sigmascape 1, 2, 3, 4. Alphascape 1 was Chaos. Alphascape 2 was revealed to be Midgardsormr. I was like, are we really only gonna get 2? Or maybe 3? Nah, he threw Midgardsormr in there. Another stunning victory, Genosia. I felt the breath catch in my throat on more than one occasion. Yet even as I watched the battle rage, I was struck by an idle thought. Did you notice the resemblance between Midgardsormr and Shinryu? Unlike most primals, Shinryu's form had no basis in any system of belief. I've heard the theory that the summoner was simply influenced by the majesty and power of the elder primal Bahamut. But now I'm beginning to think there might be another explanation. That the primal took its shape from the ancestor of all dragons on Hydaelyn. The widely held concept of how a dragon appears has for centuries upon centuries been rooted in depictions of Midgardsormr. The summoner may not have even sought to imitate him specifically. Subconscious thoughts and memories alone could have guided the similarity. Not that I have any way of confirming this theory, of course. Nevertheless, 'tis interesting that Shinryu's summoning should lead us to awakening Omega. A strange twist of fate, when you consider the machine's connection to Midgardsormr. Well, whatever else Destiny has in store, you've already bested the opponent that Omega itself failed to overcome. A feat worthy of celebration, I'd say. Indeed. Give me that orchestral roll, give me it. Yeah, Deltascape.
In the end, there is Omega.
Also, I may not have mentioned it, but the giant eye that seems to be Omega's depiction here in the datascape or whatever, I'm pretty sure we saw that same thing during Endwalker, way on that other star. Right? With all the mechanical beings trying to better themselves. And I'm pretty sure that means that's where Omega came from. Which I hadn't even thought about at the time we played through Endwalker, because I hadn't, obviously, done the Omega questline. So anyone who had been playing along and then Endwalker came out and they played through Endwalker, they would have been like, oh yo, Omega, and also where Midgardsormr came from, because we also obviously visited the planet where the dragons once lived. Yeah. It is interesting to see in reverse. Your move, Omega. As the eye stares at us. And the eye closes.
Shutdown initiated. All core experiments and supplemental testing concluded. Discarding test orders. System resources rerouted to primary operations. Congratulations, fellow group. As the last surviving test subjects, you have removed every challenger on your path to reach me. I too would be here to meet you in battle. The margin of error I observe between my simulations and your practical performance against Midgardsormr necessitates direct and immediate analysis. Confrontation imminent. Prepare for unmitigated hostilities. Then activate the relocation device to enter the arena.
This is it then. Omega's power might seem overwhelming, but trust in old Sid. I have a fair idea of where its weakness lies. And I've been working on something to exploit that vulnerability. I just need a little more time to prepare.
It's what you sent Jesse to work on, yeah? Ooh, he's trembling.
First things first. we make a few adjustments here, like so. Ah, Alpha, do you have any of those tricks and tools left over? I want us to have as many options as possible, so let's play our cards on the table, as it were.
Quack.
What do we have here? Some sort of gem, a couple of stones. And one single card. This makes things bigger, does it? Or is it smaller? Right, 'twas foolish of me to even ask. We'd best leave you in charge of when and how to use your special tools. Ah yes, I almost forgot.
Pouring a cup of invisibility.
Quack.
Don't worry, we'll win this, I promise. Here, you should carry this as well. I filled an empty bottle with the invisibility water from the kettle. It might just prove useful in the right situation. Listen to me, Alpha. Up until now, Omega has poked and prodded us from one mad experiment to the next. And honestly, we have no idea of what might happen in there. But between us, I believe we have the knowledge and the skills to prevail. If you see a chance to make a difference, I want you to take it. All you need is your faith in yourself, and a little courage to see it through.
Quack.
There you go. Right. Jesse should have that device put together by now. Let's head outside, shall we? Let's head outside. The yawn. I'll head straight back to Rogue's Reach and collect my new toy. I do still need to run through a final inspection, so feel free to rest in town in the meantime. We'll discuss strategy the moment I'm finished.
Quack. Quack. Quack.
Alpha seems concerned for Sid's well-being. You have a feeling he wants you to follow him. Follow him where exactly? To Rhalgr's Reach. Yeah. So I might as well just teleport then. Not so much a following as just teleporting to where his own destination was. Destination while we survey for Sid. Hold on a minute. Hold on, that looks just like the devices that we used at the Southern Front.
You're looking a bit shaky there, old friend, says question marks.
Why question marks? Why? We would know his voice. Not to mention we, the observers, would see him walking out.
Nero, they let you out of bed, did they? After studying the data collected from the battle between Omega and Shinryu, one is led to a certain conclusion. Of all the Primal's attacks, Shinryu's burst of lightning was the one thing that pierced the machine's defenses. Omega, it would seem, is vulnerable to electrical energy. All the available evidence supports such a theory. 'Tis likely an intrinsic weakness that even Omega itself cannot fully compensate for. Yet be that as it may, I imagine it can still shrug off shocks generated by ordinary means. We'll need to hit it with a truly gargantuan blast of energy. And so you made that. You based it on Midas's design, didn't you? The plans for the lunar transmitter.
That is the same device we used on the Southern Front to, to read the etherical, currents, I guess, of the area.
When my father was establishing a connection between the transmitter and Dalamud, we invented a method for accumulating and converting energy on a vast scale. Too vast, as it turned out, but the technology which leveled an entire town may be exactly the tool we need for the task at hand. I've made my own improvements, and triple-checked the calculations. On parchment, the idea is sound, and Jesse has done a fine job assembling the parts. I fail to see the problem. What are you afraid of, Garland? I don't know. The device should give us the edge we need. 'Tis just... Whenever I look at it, I'm taken back to those dark days after the incident. I remember bodies melted by searing heat. I remember the bereaved and feel the weight of their silent accusations. I remember the Empire's remorseless response. We turned outwards in search of answers, but the inventions we created to ensure our future were used instead to destroy lives, to wage war. And that's why I fled. I came to Eorzea and swore to only employ technology for benevolent ends. But naught is ever so straightforward. Every connection I have forged with the people of this realm reminds me of that fact. Often the act of living itself is a never-ending struggle against a world determined to oppose you.
Grahatia.
You can have the best of intentions and still cause hurt to yourself or others, but 'tis in confronting those wounds that we learn the better path. How to grasp those moments of true contentment.
I can't remember her name, but she's from the Alexander raids.
What drivel. You never used to bother with this tedious introspection feeling our morality, are we? Mayhap I am. I had no such hesitation when I was a student. It was all bright and shiny innovation on the double. Had later consequences be... Now, though, I don't mind thinking through the outcomes, and taking the time to produce just one rigorously tested and carefully designed invention. 'Tis a reflection, I think, of just how much there is in this world I care about now aside from myself. I don't understand you at all. But I suppose, if anything, Omega and its unfettered testing methods represent the student you once were. And if you insist that your present self is the better one, then you'd best prove it with that device of yours. I suppose I must. Well, would you look at that? The jitters have gone. Although 'tis hardly fair to compare my youth to Omega's solitary existence, I always had the second best student in class pushing me to excel. I seem to recall a twinge of irritation any time he would outscore me on an exam. I've been out of bed too long. I had better go and lie down before I fall over. Or vomit.
Smile. Cry. Quack, 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 quack.
Oh, Alpha.
First Alpha, now you. Come to check on my progress, have you? Well, I'm happy to report that everything is set and ready to go. Once you're finished with restocking and repairing, or whatever it is your adventures do, then we can head back to the Rift and confirm our strategy. Yes, let us return.
Get on the back of my Garland Ironworks motorcycle.
Good day to you, madam. Will you be descending into the yard?
Yeah.
Apologies for the delay, but I think you'll agree the Ironworks' latest invention was worth the wait. This is the control module for something I've dubbed the Omega Gem. It will allow you to generate a colossal burst of lightning at any point of your choosing. The effect won't disable Omega itself, of course, but it should be strong enough to knock out its armaments. I'll remain here and operate the main body of the device. I want to do everything in my power as an engineer to ensure that you emerge the victor. It all comes down to this.
AlphaScape version 3 now accessible. But is there an AlphaScape version 4? The previous two sets had a version 4. These raids tend to come in sets of 4. Hello, Omega. Finally coming out of your shell. He's a giant beetle. Though with only 4 legs.
Yeah, let's go, Omega. Atomic Rage. Mustard Bomb. Hey, that's against the Geneva Convention. Excuse you. Chemical warfare. No. Stop that. No mustard bombs. Activating program Alpha. Alpha memory manipulation initiated.
Level check. Or level checker. Well. This is gonna hurt.
Set damage down 7. Program failure detected. Engaging Delta attack protocol. Target locked. Inhibitors disengaged. Firing. Oh.
So, do I focus the Jammer's lightning at the center of the platform? Yeah? So, oh, I just don't do that. What? So, what? Quickly, focus the... I've detected extreme energy surge from Omega. Quickly, focus the Jammer's lightning in the center of the platform, which I... Oh wait, was... Did I not actually... use it? Was that just like the reticle of where it was going to strike? Might have been. Shouldn't take too long to get to that point again. No mustard bombs. Illegal.
Starboard wave cannon.
Didn't see that.
Peripheral synapses.
What? Hey. What is up with these rocket punches? Excuse me, What? What's I supposed to do against us? Oh wait, maybe I could have Omega Shot. They weren't taking my thing. But I bet you I could... Yeah, Jammer. There we go.
Hurricane!
It's not doing these... Okay, here we go. Now he's...
die, little checker. Critical error. Program root alpha aborted. Program failure detected. Engaging Delta attack protocol.
Okay, so now So I have to just keep doing it. I've got to get that. I don't think this is possible with one person. Yeah, no. I'm not getting enough electromagnetic induction into this thing, am I? Alright, here's what we're gonna try. We're gonna try Dark Knight. Because maybe I can use my... Living Dead? Or Living Death? Whatever it's called. To survive the attack at the very least. Yeah, Living Dead.
Omega. Face me.
Even Dark Knight should be able to carve through at decent speed. No success. I deny you. There we go. Charge as much as I can. Oh, I just plain survived it because I'm a tank. Alright. I'll take it. That fist. Probably won't even get through my black side. No. probably needs to get far away. Or not. Okay. No matter. Wait, starboard. No! Dancing now.
The dark night prevails.
But what's next? Because clearly there's going to be a fourth fight of some kind. Alpha Escape's not going to end on version 3, right? Genosia! By the gods, you've done it! You defeated Omega! We've won! I feel like this is still in the datascape, and this is just a simulacrum of him.
Analysis. Subjects displayed erratic levels of combat capability. Failure to exploit opportunities to inflict unavoidable damage. Noted tendency for isolated errors to compound and adversely affect performance. Conversely, subjects observed to launch attacks at sporadic intervals with unexpected force. Stated phenomenon increasingly prevalent once my structural integrity reached critical levels. Adrenaline-induced frenzy suspected. Furthermore, degree and manner of inconsistency varies from subject to subject. Unpredictability difficult to counter. I observed similar anomalies during my battle with Midgardsormr, but the phenomenon appears far more pronounced in weaker opponents.
Weaker?
I do not understand. Your physiology must include some enhancement function that I cannot detect. My programming demands I assimilate this capability. Insufficient data. I must reassess my methods and devise a more exhaustive testing and combat protocol.
What in the rift?
I have determined the optimal form for this experiment. Prioritizing physical reconfiguration, diverting energy from interspatial maintenance, collapsing rift.
Omega, wait. There is nothing outside this rift but empty space. We'll be cast out into the void.
Affirmative. Your demise was factored into my determinations. The probability of hostile subjects interfering with the reconfiguration process was unacceptably high. I acknowledge your value as test subjects, but you are not irreplaceable. Once my reassembly is complete, I will send Alpha to Lura in new modules. Testing will continue. Ending communications.
Time for us to get out of here. So you guys know how to cast return, right? We can just... Alpha? Alpha?
We're being drawn away. Run, Tunosia, run!
Oh look, it's space.
Administration domain resources cut by 82%. Elephant dormant mode. Commencing automated memory scan. Data time. Target. Reconnaissance. Departure from planetary atmosphere confirmed. Presence of 7 distinct life forms detected in close vicinity of target. Irrelevant. Sir indicates no change to existing directive. Currency received.
Sir?
Data fire. Distance to target increasing. Velocity insufficient. Dismantling and reconfiguring chassis. Velocity increase achieved. Overall performance maintained at 96%. Data time. Asteroid not cleared. Repairing damage and continuing pursuit. Performance at 72% and failing. Data fire. Signal from lost. Global interference suspected. Attempting to reestablish contact failure. Executing current mission directive. Until communications are restored. Performance at 59%. Data file redacted. Struck by electromagnetic pulse while navigating redacted quadrant. Partial systems failure. Homing coordinates lost. Assessment. I am evolving weapon construct. Acquire adaptations through combat. Repeat until capabilities enable rediscovery of a turn route. Vision directive unchanged.
Poor Alpha.
Data file. Data file. Data file. Data file redacted. Passing frozen star. Passing burned star. Passing vortex star. Passing dying star. Operating on minimum energy. No signal detected. No response to.
All you need is faith in yourself, and a little courage to see it through.
Go, Alpha, go.
Data file redacted. Target lost. Last coordinates recorded on a planet redacted.
Well, that looks like a place for a final boss fight.
Alpha, your homing instinct is functioning as designed. Evidence suggests your fellow Alpha Group subjects perished when the rift contracted. Unavoidable, but there is a multitude of their kind. The next experiment will go forward as planned.
Quack, quack.
Such protestations are wasted energy. This does not aid you in executing your assigned task. Just as I pursue my directives, so must you fulfill your role. Our purpose justifies our existence.
Excuse me? Oh, it was a make a smaller card, huh? Oh, you know what? Clearly, Omega was swearing right there.
Intrusion detected.
Thanks, Alpha. That was some marathon. Now, who was saying our feathered companion here was obsolete? He put his tools to work even as the rift began to collapse, shrank us down, and turned us invisible, all so he could bring you a little surprise. But he had to keep it quiet, or you'd realize we'd survived. He had to trust that we were still clinging on, even as he ran through that endless freezing void. You wanted to test us, Omega. So let the experiment begin.
Illogical. Alpha had no reason to take such action. How do you continue to defy my projections? Bloop. Error. 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 Insufficient data. Adjusting experiment protocol. I will engage you in battle now. I must have my answers.
Yeah. He's like a protodermis being. Jitter. Alright, Omega.
Fighting in this form should provide me with a new level of understanding. Insight into your physiology, your mindset, your mortality.
We'll show you how weaklings fight.
Acknowledged. Do not practice restraint. The more I learn from you, the stronger I will become. The closer to the distant stars will grow. Commencing final experiment. Testing will continue until I unlock the nature of your anomalous strength.
AlphaScape version 4.0 now accessible. Bow, 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 bow. Bring it on, Omega. If you are the end, then I am another beginning. Solar ray.
Reconfiguring gender. Assessing influence of physical structure on combat effectiveness.
Reconfiguring gender. He's just like, wait a minute, you're a woman. Maybe I... Okay, well, apparently he's got a pushback. This is like, wait a minute. Why did I choose the form of a man? You're a woman and you're clearly more powerful than me, so let's do that. Alright, if you got a pushback, then I won't be standing on the edge somewhere. Oh, once he gets to that. For now, I think he's going to do some AoEs that I'll want to avoid that. There we go. There we go. Optimize time. Laser shower. Limits of single combatant capability reached. Progress to party combat analysis. Bring it on. Edit. Oh, now he's splitting into two. Okay. Well,
Assault mode engaged. We are powered to maximize damage output. Fail. Extensive damage sustained. Engaging combat test. Engaging repair functions. Combat testing continue. Extended incantation protocol aborted. Returning to standard assault mode.
That one's in there, so this one. Omega F and Omega M.
Activating optical unit. Purpose replication phenomenon. Used by monsters under extreme stress. Warning, calculations indicate increased probability of defeat. Defeat imminent. Disengaging inhibitors. I am the Alpha, I am the Omega.
So how do you destroy goo? Guess we're gonna have to find some sort of chemical to dissolve it in. Dissipate it, scatter it amongst the stars.
But the interdimensional rift is completed.
And we get OMG! Ah, the Omega Minion. Weird, technological, fascinating. Now I have Alexander and Omega as minions. You want more? I wonder if this final form Omega takes is based on your character's gender.
Failure. Defeated. I wanted to understand you, to assimilate your strength.
You're too focused on strength, Omega.
Alpha, your gesture serves no logical purpose. You are as incomprehensible as these mortals. But you did not fight them. How have you become like them?
There's this thing called observing.
Omega, the anomaly you see in us, the answer you search for. It is in our heart, our spirit, the intangible strength of one's soul. It is not a quality that can be measured or acquired through any amount of analytical combat. Instead of fighting against us, you might have learned more by standing with us, just as Alpha did.
Heart, you speak of something more than what beats in your chest. The inconstant, immeasurable factor behind your victories. Midgardsormr displayed it too. But such unpredictable potential was never part of my design. Projection. Had I integrated this quality, how powerful would I have become? Strong enough to return?
Nay, Omega. I'm afraid it doesn't work like that. 'Twas a long, lonely path you traveled to arrive here. To return across that vast distance alone, anyone with a spirit to break would find the journey more difficult, not less so.
I see. I think I understand. And off they go, scattered to the stars.
But the rift, it's destabilizing. Gods take me for a fool. I hadn't planned past defeating Omega.
Not to worry. I got dragon friends.
Reisvelger, yeah?
Chief! Geonosia! Alpha! Hold on, we're coming!
And we've got Biggs and Wedge.
Wedge? And Biggs is with him? On the back of a huge dragon? Reisvelger! Midgardsormr sent us to rescue you. Explanations can wait. Hop on, quick! It's my boy Reisvelger. Come to the rescue. Reisvelger, wasn't it? Thanks. You pulled us out of a tight spot indeed.
Spare me thy pleasantries, mortal. I but lent my wings at the request of my sire.
So Midgardsormr has been watching over us. I would dare give thanks to him as well. His intervention allowed us to continue our battle, but forever remove the threat of Omega from this world. And forever remove the threat of Omega from this world, from all worlds.
In all the long centuries of my existence, this marketh the first occasion my father hath asked of me a boon. A gift of gratitude and, mayhap, of atonement for those who'd face the deadly foe he left behind.
Quit.
Will he remain in slumber? 'Tis likely, little one. What is but a fleeting respite for my sire might last a lesser creature's lifetime. But let not thy heart be troubled. Even in dream, he doth keep his mind's eye upon the fate of this star. He is possessed of remarkable devotion, is mayhap the closest word in the tongue of men. His love is as boundless as the sea of stars, across which he carried his unhatched brood. It did sustain him, even as the arduous journey exhausted the fire in his mane. And we at last arrived upon Heidel, a sanctuary for his children, did he form with this land in an irreplaceable bond. Enough. I have spoken overmuch, but I will praise your victory, as my father would surely wish to were he here.
Well, I can add being rescued by a great worm to the list of things I didn't expect to happen today. It was fortunate Race of Elgar agreed to come for us. We had to defeat Omega at any cost, of course, but I much prefer being alive to celebrate the deed. Indeed, sir. A present. I'm so glad we got you out of there. I don't know what we would have done if Race Velger hadn't come along. The situation being what it was, Wedge and I came out to the Yon to see if we could lend you a hand. Chirurgeon's orders be. That's when we saw the ether bubbling like a hot water in a pot. Just as we were debating whether or not we should jump in, that big surly dragon flew down to explain the anomaly. Then he offered us a ride. And the rest, you already know. Jesse will be relieved to hear that Omega is gone and you lot are safe. I say we head straight back to Ralgar's Reach and let everyone know the good news. Indeed.
Alpha? Alpha is staring quietly into the now empty Yawn. Just gonna shout at me and walk away? Okay, Alpha. But we did it.
We beat Omega.
Welcome back, Ginacia.
What's up? You truly are a force to be reckoned with. If ever there's another Omega, I'd wager it'll skip the experiments and go straight to generating a simulacrum of you. Not that I'd want that to happen! And besides, I don't think anyone can truly mimic your unique strengths. You're a one-of-a-kind hero.
So, does this mean we don't need to worry about Omega's monsters invading our world anymore?
Aye. All of its creations vanished along with the rift itself. With Omega defeated, we averted that particular catastrophe before it began.
You said all of its creations, but Alpha's right.
Geonosia struck the killing blow, of course, but we never would have made it to that point without everyone's hard work and support. Once again, I am sincerely grateful to be surrounded by such wonderful colleagues.
And I noticed that Nero's not here when you said that. Not to spoil the moment, Chief, but the Alliance leaders are anxious to learn of Omega's fate. When every head of state is clamoring for a report, we can't very well ignore them. How much do you mean to tell them?
How much indeed? All of it. When it comes to a threat of Omega's magnitude, we have a duty to reassure our allies that the world is not coming to an end. And the best way to do that is to report every last detail.
I'm surprised at you, Chief. I was almost certain you'd want to muddy the waters to prevent knowledge of this technology falling into the wrong hands, or something similar.
I doubt anyone outside our particular circle would even believe the tale. Experiments taking place in a rift between dimensions, facing off against villains recreated from history and legend, battling godlike beings from other worlds. And even assuming some ambitious fellow schemed to build an Omega of his own, the technology required is far beyond our reach as that terrible weapon's home star. A distant dream.
Well, for now, pretty soon I'll go to that being's home star myself. But that's, a couple of expansions later. Right. You heard the Chief. We missed our chance on the front lines, but there's plenty of work left to be done. Round up everyone who's standing idle and get moving on those reports. And don't forget to contact our people still out in the field.
Will do.
Aye, aye. Thank you, Jesse. I'll leave things in your capable...
Not so fast, Master Garland. You count as part of the support team as well. Geonosia did all the fighting, and Alpha did all that running. But surely you have energy to spare. Who exactly did you expect to sign off on those official reports? And even without that little chore, you have a pile of other company tasks that's grown high to an oryx while you've been tending to this whole Omega business. Most importantly, isn't there someone else you should be sharing this victory with?
I mean, we've got Biggs, we've got Wedge, Geonosia, Alpha, yourself. No, I don't think there's anyone else. I should probably head over to the infirmary right away. Meanwhile, you should take a well-earned rest. I don't think there's a way to properly reward you for all you've accomplished, but I'll see what we can do. I'm just glad to have everyone back in one piece. Take care of yourself, Geonosia.
What are your plans now, Alpha? With Omega gone, you're your own chocobo now. You can do whatever you want. Anything at all.
I heard that. Da 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 da.
You want to go outside? Did you have some place in mind?
Come on, Wedge. Get those lullaby legs moving, or I'll leave you without you.
On my way!
Hey there, Alpha.
Quack!
Alpha seems eager to see what Rolga's Reach has to offer. Shall we go for a walk?
Quack! Quack! Quack!
The Magitech terminal does not seem to have awakened with more savagery. Alpha appears to be watching the inhabitants of Rolga's Reach with great interest.
Quack!
And he just runs off again. Yep, there's the infirmary, where Nero is being cared for. Among others, I should think.
Quack! Quack!
Nero's not here? I guess Nero's not being cared for here. Must have ran off. No, Chief. He said he needed time away for recuperation, and then he left. Recuperation? His wounds must be troubling him more than he let on. He asked me to give you this. What's this? A receipt for payment? It covers the cost for the following items: additional machine parts and implements, supplemental reference, reference publications, expenses incurred in upgrading Magitech armor and gunhammer, funds spent on idle research during enforced convalescence. Oh, and it also includes a large sum listed as gratuity for exceptional services rendered. The entire amount was charged in your name, Master Garland.
Find him! I want everyone searching for Nero right now! Everyone! He dares to bill me for all of this. How dare he? The gall!
Hey, Alpha. Checking out recompense?
Quack! Quack!
Alpha appears to sense the solemn purpose of this place. A gentle pet might rouse him from his sudden melancholy. Yeah, this is kind of like a mausoleum over here. Don't worry, Alpha.
Quack!
Let's go check out another section of Rolga's Reach.
Oh, hello! What are you up to?
I'm just showing Alpha around Rhalgr's Reach. He seemed quite interested.
Taking in the sights, were you? And by the looks of things, you're eager to venture a little further afield. Well, if Geonosia has no problem with it, then neither do I. Just don't go too far, alright? Not good enough? I'm sorry, Alpha, but we're all a bit too busy to show you around the fringes right now. And I'm not too sure about sending you out there alone.
When you think about it, this world is completely new to Alpha. And all he's done so far is travel back and forth between the Reach and the Yawn. I bet his head is filled with questions and curiosity. He doesn't want to be taken for a walk. He wants to go on an adventure. Alpha's not some helpless chick, Biggs. He's stronger than you or me. And I wish I was half as brave. He should be allowed to. Listen, I'm going to talk to the chief about this. You're an employee, so there are certain rules we have to follow.
I'm not saying I'm against the idea, and I'm willing to admit that Wedge has a point. But as I said, we've all got important jobs to take care of, the chief included. Can you wait a little longer?
Great! Geonosia, would you mind keeping Alpha company until we get back? I promise we'll be quick.
Final Fantasy is all that I play. All other games are lame. It puts them all to shame. Final Fantasy is an RPG. We all know that I need is the RPG for me. Sorry to keep you waiting. My desk was covered in paperwork, but I've managed to clear away the most pressing matters. Now then, Alpha, I hear your heart's set on a journey of some kind. I just want to be sure, but you aren't leaving because you think you tricked us into the rift, or because you're Omega's creation or anything like that, are you? I would have stopped you if that was the case. Pure curiosity, on the other hand, is something I like to encourage. Exploring, interacting with the world, I think the experience will be good for him. Despite Omega's power, his potential to learn was hobbled by hostile directives. Alpha, on the other hand, is free to grow as he pleases. Very well, Alpha. As the Chief Engineer of Garland Ironworks, I hereby grant you unlimited leave to pursue personal research. Travel far and wide and take in everything these lands have to offer. But do come back when you're ready. I'd hate to lose such a valuable employee.
Alpha! I'll miss you so much! You be careful out there. If anyone seems suspicious or shady, you stay away from them, even if they offer you treats. And make sure you greet folks with a cheerful queh. They might not understand you, but at least they'll know you mean no harm. I'm sure you'll make new friends in no time. Just be yourself, you hear me?
Nani?
Eek! What in the...
Oh, look, it's OMG.
We forgot to shut it down. She's a model, Omega, that Wedge and I were working on. We built it while we were resting, thinking it might be useful for figuring out strategies or something. Not much use now, I suppose. What? You want to keep it? It's just a toy that will follow you around. If you're happy with that, then it's all yours.
And off they go on their little adventure.
Fair journey to you, Alpha. Take care.
Thank you, Genossia. I'm off to see the world.
Did he send that voice into my mind? Telepathically? No one else seemed to react. And I didn't see his mouth move.
Something amiss?
I heard him talk to me.
That's strange. The Echo never allowed you to understand him before. This is just a theory, mind you, but assuming the absence of a soul is what prevented you from hearing Alpha's voice in the first place, then does it not follow that the reason you hear it now is because he's gained a soul? Aye, a little miracle, and it explains his sudden urge to travel. For a newborn soul, this world is brimming with unseen wonders.
And off he goes on his little journey. Oh, there's Nero. Hey, you get back here. What's this about a bill to the Garland Ironworks?
And so, your journey begins. I almost envy you, Alpha. So many new things for you to discover. Speaking of which, what terrible marvels can I trouble my old friend with next?
Nero. And off he goes, running across the land. But For how long is the camera gonna follow him? Just wondering. Okay. No, we're still. Is something gonna happen?
Uh-oh.
I mean, this is adorable, but feels like we're lingering over long. I'm getting a little anxious. Okay. Finn. Things are good. He's off on his journeys, and he'll be fine. Now I must visit old Charlie and... Does the journey continue? First we gotta speak with Jesse.
I hope Alpha enjoys his adventures. There's so much danger out there for one little chocobo. No, I'm sure he'll be fine. And dwelling on such things is not productive in the least. Why don't we discuss a happier subject, like your long-awaited bonus? We drained the coffers to fund your expedition, but why settle for coin when you can have the latest in automaton technology? That's right, we're gifting you a premium mammoth. The one-of-a-kind master model for merchandise copies constructed with our patented Ironworks quality. I present to you the Clockwork Alpha! Of course. Now I have a Clockwork Alpha and Omega. Whenever you bring it out on your travels, may it remind you of the real Alpha, quaying along under some distant sky. Just the thought of it brings a smile to my face. That and the free advertising. Of course.
A dream in flight. Ending. And a wind-up Alpha. Quaying along under some distant sky. I'll discard the bits and baubles. We don't need those anymore.
Initializing. Welcome. How may I assist you today?
The phase 3.
Pip. Good evening, valued employee. Thank you always for your tireless efforts. As part of the Savage Initiative, we bring you Phase 3 of our Mending Melodies selection. Today's composition is a bzz, beep, beep. Bloop. Greetings, Alpha Group. Greetings, Alpha Group. Do not be alarmed. This recording is being transmitted the instant prior to my irreversible dissolution of form. I will have already ceased to exist. My impending defeat has initiated a pinpoint analysis of mortal customs, and numerous examples throughout history demand that the victor of a contest such as we have fought is due some manner of reward. Though my directives make no mention of remuneration, I have calculated that the risk of neglecting long-held protocol results in a non-zero probability of boop, beep. At the time of this transmission, I lack the requisite temporal and etheric resources to produce a material prize.
Instead, I will provide you with an alternative of inestimable value, your combat data. It is highly probable that you already possess a record of your own battle performance. As such, I have enhanced your base encounters with supplemental data to provide a more stimulating experience. These enhanced encounters would be impossible in reality, but simulations can be sufficient to nurture your continued evolution. This will be my last and only message to you. Transmission ended. Unscheduled transmission. I have learned that your automatic memory processing and data simulation function is known as dreaming. While I was unable to assimilate your self-described strength of soul, extensive observation of mortal behavior has provided me with insight into suitable phrases for myriad situations. Thus, in anticipation of your forthcoming sleep cycle, I bid you good night and sweet dreams. Beep. AlphaScape Savage now accessible. Alright, so you said Old Charlian, yes. That was not here. Old Charlian. Does Alpha make his way all the way over here, or the Crystal from Beyond? I mean, there's a lot that I haven't done here yet. Well, I say a lot, but there's actually, I guess, only two. Where no Luppert has gone before, an odd job. I assume it would be an odd job. Oh, there's also the Crystal from Beyond, but... Osman. Maybe it's a Crystal from Beyond. Who knows? Hello! How may I help you? You're Genosi Visan, aren't you? Yeah, it's me. Ha! I thought I recognized that heroic mien. How wonderful to meet you. The name's Osman. I'm a gleaner, as you may have surmised, mostly specializing in the collection of rare and curious books, and it would seem fate has brought us together. My work has given me an appetite for well-crafted stories, you see, but recently I've struggled to find any truly engaging material. So I thought to myself, Self, why waste all this time bemoaning the lack of quality literature when you could be writing the exact kind of tales you enjoy? Which is why I'm so excited to be speaking with the vaunted champion, Genosia. If I could convince you to share some of the minutiae of your adventures, it would lend my fiction an undeniable authenticity. Oh, a normal quest, not a blue. Gotcha. Let me tell you about the time I was just starting out. Here's a story of the Dragon Song War you may not have heard. Well, when I stood beside the resistance fighters of Alamigo and later of Doma. There's a lot to consider when you visit another world. Or the world of the past. Bow, 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 ba da ba ba.
that was a complete waste. Osmond, are you actually chatting? Scholar, above, it's a miracle, and here I thought you capable of little more than grunts and sighs. Says, may I introduce Shallow Moore, my colleague and eternal tormentor.
Oh, come now. It's just a bit of playful banter. Trisasant and I could use some good humor after failing to track down our quarry. I'll be Chinasia, this is an honor and an incredible stroke of luck. You are the very person we've been searching for. If you will indulge me for a moment, I can explain the situation at hand. As you know, Charlian was charged in antiquity with fulfilling a sacred duty, a duty which kept the Gleaners buzzing to and fro like angry hornets. We would complete one grueling list of procurements, only to be handed yet another, and then another. The work was all we knew. But now that those days are behind us, the tasks have slowed to a trickle, and we find ourselves, well, strangely idle. Thus, the guild ship, in its wisdom, has forged a partnership with the Adventurers Guild. We now have a system in place where odd jobs from other countries can be funneled here to us in Charlian. The tasks they pass on to us are, for the most part, not your average gleaner cannot handle. There is one client, however, who has asked for you specifically. And as the Adventurers Guild has no official presence in our city, we agreed to the odd job of facilitating that request. Think of us as their substitute Charlian branch, if you will. In any case, I'll be here at the counter, ready to provide you with the details. It doesn't appear to be an urgent matter, so feel free to engage the request whenever your schedule allows. Oh, and be sure to browse Trisasant's wares. He has a special selection available for anyone who takes part in our odd job enterprise. Oh, Genosia, I didn't quite get the chance before Shallow Moore commandeered that conversation, but I wanted to thank you for indulging me with your stories. Do you think we might talk again sometime? I should love to hear how this odd job of yours turns out. Woo. As a result of the partnership between the Adventurers Guild and the Gleaners Guildship, you are now able to accept an odd job from Shallow Moore at the Peristyle. Guildship exchange. What? I have a special range of goods on offer for our odd job contributors. The historic artifacts you are like to find are of far more interest to us than ordinary guild. Alright. Well, you said Heartless Hypothesis. Oh yeah, right there. The first one I looked at. Bespectacled Technician. Yeah, there's Alpha and Omega. Or Mini Omega. The bespectacled technician is enjoying the refreshing harbor breeze. That's blown the cobwebs away. Time to return to work. Goodness me, look who it is! How incredibly serendipitous that I would run into you of all people. I was part of the team which designed the Ragnarok, you see, and we've recently begun the process of combing through the vessel's flight log data. The primary objective of your journey to Ultima Thule was to save our star and countless others, of course, but it also provided us with an invaluable trove of information, records of places and events we could only dream of. Your safe return gave us much to be thankful for.
As it so happens, one of the things we pulled from the log was a transmission of unknown origin, something the ship must have intercepted during its flight. We believe it to be an audio message, but even our most talented linguists have been unable to decipher the language. For a while there, it seemed we must accept defeat, but today may be the day that we finally solve the mystery. If you were so inclined, would you care to come along to Thaumasine? It seems fitting to have one of the Ragnarok's original passengers present to hear history being made. Sure. And we shall get to that next time. That's right, cliffhanger. Yes, as it is about time to end this stream. Whoop. But we completed 2 hard mode dungeons and finished up the Omega quest line. Now apparently there's some new guild ship stuff going on here, and Alpha's journey continues in Old Sharlayan. How's about all that? Yes, do have to wrap things up for today. Reaper has been here. There they are. Flux She. But next stream. So I might or might not be streaming on Monday, because there's a movie you may or may not have heard called The Phoenician Scheme that I would like to see with my siblings. It's made by A24, the same group, and I assume not just A24, but the same group that made a movie called Asteroid City, whether or not you're familiar with that as well, but it, from the trailers, looks to have the same vibe as the Phoenician Scheme looks to have the same vibe as Asteroid City, which we had all seen together when that came to theaters. And now the Phoenician Scheme is in theaters, and I would like to see it with my siblings as well. But I'm not sure exactly when our schedules will align, because my brother works on Saturdays, but not Mondays or Thursdays. But also I've got things going on next Thursday. And the week after this coming week, it won't be in theaters anymore. And so I'm like, well, maybe we could go on Monday, but also my brother's currently has like a cold or something, and so I don't know if he's gonna be feeling well enough on Monday or not. So if he's not feeling well enough, then I'll probably be streaming on Monday. But if he is feeling well enough, then I'll probably be going out to the theater Monday evening with my siblings. So we'll be discussing this soon. So yeah, that's what's going on. So Monday stream may or may not be canceled. We shall see. But if it's not canceled, then it will be more and possibly finishing Skin Deep, rescuing cats from space pirates and all. And then Wednesday should be more art stream, more working on the armor of the OC redesign. We've got the
the outside view done. And now we've been working on the front view. And then of course they'll be working on the back view and the inside view as well. And then I'll have to work on the arm cannon as well. But we are nearing completion of the OC redesign, which is nice. And then next week, we'll be back for... Oh, next Saturday will be a later stream than normal. I don't think it'll be canceled. It'll just be later than normal because I'm going to be attending a flag retirement which starts at noon, which is my normal start time. And so it'll probably be an hour or two of that before I can get back and start up more Final Fantasy. But so just fair warning, next Saturday's stream will be later than usual. Regardless, until next time, be kind to yourself, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next mission. Bye-bye.